Welcome to Brew with the BARD. I'm Shashi Tharoor and I'll be your host for the evening. Today we have with us a critic, a writer, and literary historian, Ms. Rakshanda Jaleel. We also have with us Ms. Divya Dwivedi, who's a philosopher and an author based in India. I think it's quite limpid how estudiant the Britishers were when they came to one of the wealthiest countries of that time, and how they completely uprooted the very base of its economy. How do you think that has affected the country's present condition?
Well, we all know that the British plundered more than $45 trillion from our country. And mind you, today that's 17 times the total GDP of Britain and India. But then one wonders, was it possible for a country which possessed no knowledge of business, commerce, or economy to dominate the world trade? Certainly not. And just to set the record straight, once these colonizers left us, this world share trade came down to less than 2%.
Well, that's because they weren't just ostentatious about our stolen treasures. Rather, they were about all the stolen treasures from around the world.
Certainly, India was proxy-nosy vilification in their eyes, right?
Certainly so.
I completely agree with ma'am. I think we tend to forget that our lifestyle and mindset has largely been influenced by our colonial past. The British influence has changed the way we look at ourselves and stripped us of the confidence that naturally comes to the people belonging to such an ancient and great civilization like ours.
Absolutely. And I think dwelling on the past too much leads to strained relationships and it prevents us from being innovative and forming cordial bonds with others.
Well, dwelling in past can cause a lot of problems like depression, anxiety, self-doubt, etc. Your time is too valuable to waste on living in the past. So if that's a problem you're trying to solve, you definitely have come to the right place. Because I believe life can only be understood looking backwards, but must be lived looking forwards.
Divya certainly summed up the whole thought with such a beautiful quote. And truly, it's the present what shapes us, because it's our actions that we perform today which influence the results of tomorrow. In simpler terms, over time we realize that the actions we perform contribute to our physical and mental makeup. And that's exactly what helps us to live each day as perfectly as possible. And that is what's required to be truly and incandescently happy in life.
Right. Because if you don't know where you've come from, how will you appreciate where you're going?